All right, y'all, we are recording. Boy, I gotta tell you, I love Zoom. And I'm gonna make my buddy Christoph a co-host. And do you want to make Christoph the co-host? Let me think about this. Yeah, I'll go ahead and do it. All right, you're officially the co-host, baby. Let's see what you can do.
Let's see if that works here.
What's up?
Okay.
Hey, you like how I tweaked it? The niches to riches?
I love it. Yeah, it's short and sweet. Love
Niches,
it.
you came up with it. You said niches are riches, and I said niches equals riches, baby, because you got a niche to get rich. We all know that. That's what we all teach. All right, play around with it, Christoph. How's it going?
All right, great, guys. I'm here in my office in my Salt Lake City, Utah. And Jonathan and I, what we have in common, besides being spiritual brothers, Jonathan, who's also a co-host in this.
Hey, Christoph, hold on a minute.
Yeah.
I haven't kicked it off to you yet, baby. What's up? You're already running, huh?
Okay, no, sorry.
Showtime.
Yeah, hey, Christoph don't play. All right.
He's like, back up, Knolly, I got this.
Let me officially kick it off. All
right, Knolly, back to you.
All right, back to me, baby. Hey, guys, you are in the right room. This is Niches Equals Riches. I got two of my favorite brothers in the world. We've got Christoph, my man, Jonathan. Now, Christoph and I I'm going to tell you this real quick story. It was 2009. I was at a trade show. And I don't know if you remember this, Christoph, but I had braces on back then. Yeah. And they came and introduced me to this guy, very charismatic, wonderful man named Christoph. And we hit it off. That's been over 10 years ago. We're brothers in the Lord, brothers from another mother. And when Christoph told me about this exciting new, not just new niche, but this new opportunity where one of the agents took over 68 listings, took 68 listings last year, I knew that I had to bring them on. And you guys already know that I really don't bring on very many people. In fact, I can't even remember the last time that I actually personally endorsed a service or product on a Zoom call. I can't even remember the last time I've done it. You guys know I rarely do it. I'm usually talking about my own stuff. But what you're going to hear right here today is going to be truth. It is groundbreaking. And it got me so excited that I had to schedule a Zoom. We were just having a catch-up call. And I said, man, we got to get you on a Zoom call because what he has to offer, what these guys have to offer is fire. It's fire. Okay, Christoph, it's all yours, Christoph. I'm going to shut my mouth. I'm going to let you take the show, but I am excited.
Okay, so everybody can see the screen, right? I just want to make sure that this is taking up.
We can see it.
What can you see? I just want to make sure that.
I see just your slide where it says niches equals riches. Perfect. And I see your face above the slide.
Okay, great.
Just kidding, I don't see your face.
All right. Okay, guys, let me just do a quick introduction so you know that who you're talking to today. So I'm VP at Landvoice, and Jonathan Matoya. Jonathan and I go way back as well. He's a national trainer and success coach, and many of you have maybe seen us at events, speak at conventions. We do webinars. We basically travel the whole country to show agents how they can get more listings. And if you need more listings in 2020, guys, you are in the right place at this webinar today because we don't talk what we normally talk about. We actually talk about niches that have emerged since we have been on the road. Let me tell you a quick story, actually. So let me see how I can forward this. Jonathan and I, that shows us in the car. That's a very typical thing. Airport, in the car, to the event, do a presentation, next city. And what we have been speaking about, I guess, since 2013, we talked about expires for silver owners, great messages. We showed agents how they get their phone numbers, how to be the first agent to contact them to get the listing. And it was great. It was a great run for years. And then something happened in 2018. As we pulled up expires and also pre-foreclosures and old expires, we noticed, my gosh, there is so much more data that we're sitting on than agents are aware of. or taken advantage of. So today we showed you what data we have uncovered by doing those presentations, by doing those lookups in every area. And we will apply it to you and show what works in your area. The problem sometimes with a national webinar is that you throw out some data, you throw out some niches that you say that's a trend in the whole country, or that's a trend in that particular state. And then there's somebody on the webinar asking, will that work in my area? What about my zip code? What about my county? What you just mentioned, will it work for me? So to overcome that problem, we're gonna make this webinar a little workshop. We are going to share with you a landing page where you can put your counties in, where you can put your zip codes in, and all you got to do is, of course, your contact information, so we can tell you about those data. But you put that in, click submit. We get it, Jonathan and I only, nobody else, and we will look up the data in your area, and then we will call you back or email you back and discuss with you one-on-one if that works in your area, what we're going to discuss today. And you will have the numbers. Is that great? Does it get everybody excited? I hope so. So I will keep
pumped. We're pumped, buddy. We're excited.
All right.
And the cool thing, and I'm monitoring the chat. So while you're talking, I'm listening. People are saying nice. They're saying yes, sweet. They're ready.
Good.
So yeah. So man, I'm telling you, I know a little bit about what you're going to talk about, but nobody else does. But I'm got to tell you, this is exciting. It's exciting. Back to you, buddy.
Thank you. So we will keep this short. I like things to the point, straight. I know that your time is limited, and we will try to keep this really to 1 hour and to cover both niches really well, but not bore you or lose you in the process. So, okay. So if you all know this saying, do what you have always gotten or done, and you get what you've always gotten, right? Today, we show you two things that most likely you have not done yet. In other words, we're going to share the result, change the results that you will be getting in 2020, because you will do something different and you will get different results. Okay. So like I said earlier, we have been on the road talking about expireds, and expireds is not a niche. It is, for some people, it's a niche, but hopefully all of you are aware of this, and it's not a secret. For years and years, in fact, I think since 2005, since I can remember being with the company, we have provided expireds to agents, giving them the phone numbers, their cell phone numbers. Now we even provide email addresses and social media profiles. Why? So that they can be among the first agents to contact every expired in the area. However, there is one little problem with that. You are not the only agent going after those few expireds in your market. Everybody else who knows that niche, who works expireds, is in the same game. And sometimes it feels like in this picture, right, in rugby here, where everybody's going after the ball, and it's a wrestle, it's a fight to go after those few expireds. It's just like this here. There are a few expireds, you're an agent, and you want to call those. Let's say there are 3 in your area on that particular day. But you're not the only one. Every other agent and their dog finds those on the MLS and says, hey, I want to be that agent who lists those few expireds. And the rat race has just started, right? There's not enough inventory to go for everybody to just build a strong business just with expireds, with the daily expireds. And then to you, some of you, that might sound like, hey, wait a minute, Landvoice is about expireds. You just cannibalize your business. We have actually so much more. We're sitting on data, guys, that you should be looking at, and it's more than just the daily expireds. I want to talk about old expireds. In fact, in this slide, if you take a quick look, you can see all the products that Landvoice can provide you, all the data for FISBOs, expireds, pre-foreclosures, neighborhood search, old expireds, call capture. We do that, but let's talk about old expireds really quick. I always say old expireds are the gifts of the gods of real estate. Okay, so what is an old expired? We say an old expired is an expired that expired in the last 5 years. Some of you may think, no, to me, an old expired is somebody who expired like 3 months ago or 6 months ago. I'm not going to go back any further, right? It's pointless. Well, let's see how pointless it is to go back further, because I propose to you, the further you go back up to a certain date, the more value proposition you have, the more success you will have, and the more you work without competition. Okay, so let's look at an expired that expired in 2018. Right now, the national average is that expired in 2018 tried to sell their house for about $222, $223. Today, the same home is worth $246,000, which is an 11% increase. If you go to 2017, that expired was listed at $206,000, and today it's valued as $247,000. That's a 20% increase. All right. So my question to you is, if that is the case, wouldn't it be smart to go back to 2017, 2018, and even 2019 and find all the old expireds that expired in that year, have not relisted, have not sold, did not go into short sale or foreclosure? In other words, they still own the property. Why is it important? Because, guys, the reason why they expired in 2018, 2017 is what this bell curve shows here. And you see that right here. We had the recession hit the all-time low, right? That most of us can remember. And then slowly the market recovered, but it was not up to where it used to be in 2017 and 2018. They're still a little bit underwater here. The reason why they expired is because they couldn't get the amount of money for their home that they needed to come out positive. Today, 2 or 3 years later, wow, the market has recovered to an all-time high. It's actually flattening out a little bit, right? We may be hitting a recession again. We don't know that, but that is a scare in the market, and that we have to take to our advantage, because anybody who tried to sell in 2018, 2017, they don't want to find themselves in the same place again if they wait too long, that the market dips and they have to wait another 7 years for the market to recover. Okay,
Christoph, let me just throw in, this is absolutely amazing. To me, this is really akin to digging for gold, but you don't even have to, I mean, you already know where the gold is. It's like you've already found the gold. Mm-hmm. And I got to tell you, man, this is absolutely phenomenal, because those that are going after just expireds, they really, like you said, they're going after the same fish. It's like, 50 fishermen going after that one fish. Nobody's really going after these people. And here's the thing. The big reason why they haven't put their house back on the market is they just haven't, they got busy, life happened, or they were kind of frustrated with the whole scenario to begin with.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And they were frustrated that, the offers they were getting in was not getting them out positive, right? I mean, it's still breaking even or maybe even losing money. Today, oh, what a wonderful message we have. Is that, look, my message would be this, Knolly. If I would call somebody in 2018 or 2017, I would actually tell them, bad things happened back then. Your house wasn't quite at that price yet. But good thing you didn't sell back then at the lower price, because today you're getting 20% more for your home. Plus there's a lower interest rate. With elections coming up in fall, people are actually moving right now. Right now the market is hopping. The closer we get to election date, the more people are going to freeze up. So right now, this month and next month is a perfect time to sell your home, get more money, get a low interest rate to get into your next house. The conditions couldn't be better, right? And how many agents are doing this? Very, very few, okay? You actually work without competition when you call that far back, 2018, 2017. You will be the only agent calling them. They're not gonna say, oh, leave me alone. I hear from all those agents every day 20 times. It doesn't happen. You will be the first one. They're actually gonna be grateful that you're calling, because they're gonna ask you, so how much is my worth home today? And that's your golden question. That's what gets you to the kitchen table. Let me play a short video for you that we have put together for all expireds that explains the whole process of it.
Has your inventory been shrinking? This lack of real estate inventory is tough because now you end up competing with every other agent and their dog to get a new listing. It's difficult to even begin a conversation with a potential seller because they've been approached by so many other agents. There is a better way. Top agents around the country have turned to old expireds as a way to boost their inventory with lots of new listings without having to compete with other agents. An old expired is a listing that expired in the last 5 years when inventory was higher. These homeowners gave up on the market as housing prices fell and then never relisted their home. So many of these properties are now relisting with agents that are contacting them to educate them on the current value of their home. Landvoice old expireds are sold by zip code and year and are exclusive to one agent for a full year. That means you can contact these homeowners without competition. We save you time by eliminating foreclosures, solds, actives, and any other unnecessary data, and then adding the hard-to-find homeowner contact information, including most cell phone numbers. You receive a list of homeowners perfectly positioned to sell their home now. Landvoice customers are listing millions of dollars in properties every month using our old expireds. But zip codes do sell out quickly, so call Landvoice today to see if your zip code is available and let us help you list more properties. Has your inventory...
Okay, so I hope that made it a little bit more clear. What you heard in the video is that we don't just give you all the expireds that expired in that year. I mean, that you can do that yourself in your MLS, right? I mean, you can go in there and look up 2018 and you find all the expireds. The reason why nobody is calling in the old expireds because before you start calling them, you want to remove all the garbage. You don't want to call them the solds or foreclosures or actives. And that's a majority of those expireds, the further you go back. What our system does at Landvoice, we have a patented technology that removes all the solds, the foreclosures, and the actives, and gives you the old expireds that still own the property today. We even do an absentee owner lookup to give you the address and the name of the owner, so you don't call on the renter, because many of those properties, of course, are already rented out, right? So here is how the expireds works, in contrast to the daily expireds. The old expireds, we remove the competition. You will be the only agent getting a list of those homes that have not sold, have not relisted, and we don't give it to anybody else. Right? That might sound like, oh, you just narrowed your chances of selling your data. Yeah, we have. But we don't want two agents to call on the same homeowners. And guys, you don't need to worry that there is another company out there selling the same data. Landvoice has been the only company that has a technology that removes all the junk. In other words, we scrub the data. We provide you with the cell phone numbers. You can even send them a letter, or you can door knock. There is no hurry. You don't have to be the first one when you get the list and to call them on the cell phone. If that's not your thing, you just show up at their home and bring a CMA and show them why it's great to sell the house. Okay, and then you sell, make money, yay. All right. Okay, so I want to show you what one agent who has not known anything about old expireds, and she came to a trade show, to a convention. She got old expireds in her zip code, and then at the next, I think in August, she bought it in February. In August, she came back to the convention. And she told us what happened, and this is what she said.
I just wanted to thank Landvoice for increasing my business 81% over the last year. The first week on my Landvoice, I listed 10 homes. In the last 6 weeks, I've listed 17. They're the best thing I've ever done for my business. You ought to try them. Thanks and good luck.
Okay, now she is in Kansas City, Missouri, and Karen's husband, he made the calls for her to the expireds and said, hey, old expireds. He said, look, we are specializing in your area and bringing the homes back on the market that didn't sell 2 years ago. Your home is one of them. Can I send by my wife? She would like to show you how much your home is worth today and basically how much more you get for your home today than 2 years ago. And he sent her on so many listing appointments, and that's how she got 10 listings in her first month, and the next month 17. Guys, you can do the same for you. So what I would like you to do, and that's, as I said, this is a little workshop, write down on a piece of paper right now 3 to 4 zip codes that you think would be great for contacting old expireds in 2017, 2018, all right? Even maybe 2019, but write those down. I just give you 10 seconds to do that. And you don't have to do anything else. Just write it on a piece of paper. All right. So we just covered the first niche, and I hope all of you are excited to get more listings this year through old expireds, and can almost guarantee you from every zip code that you do, you will get a few that will list with you. Let's say you get 50 in one zip code, doesn't mean that you get 30 listings here, but you will get you will get a few. Don't worry, there is enough money in there in that many leads. Okay, so let's talk about another niche we actually advertised in this webinar. Knolly, remember you said we're gonna share a secret niche with you?
Yeah, I gotta jump in right here. You know, guys, people always ask me, because I took 21 listings my first 74 days in the business, and people always ask me, and I never really wanted to tell them, Christoph, how I did it.
Yeah.
But the real trick is I started with expireds. I mean, that's how I started in the game. I had a buddy of mine that was doing expireds. He taught me how to do them. But I got to tell you, man, it's arduous work working expireds, especially in this market right now where it's hot. If you're working expireds, boy, you probably got some down and dirty dogs that you're working. But when it comes to the old expireds, now that's where we got the fresh gold. But this next niche that Christoph is about to hit you off on, I'm trying to tell you, I mean, this is just like it's a real gift. This is going to be a real gift for you guys, because it is where you take the best of for me, I did a lot of short sales. So you're taking the best of the foreclosure and short sale days, and you're combining it with the best of today, which is great interest rates, which is great home sale prices. And you put those together, oh man, you just made you a real delicious sandwich, baby. Oh, it's time for a picnic. So hit it off on this one. This is the one that got me real giddy too. The old expires is really, really, I mean, everybody should be doing that. But this next one got me real giddy. So go with this one, Christoph.
All right, thank you so much, Knolly. Yeah, Knolly and I were getting all excited and said, when we talked about what's happening in his market, and I showed what he can do for his clients, he said, Christoph, we have to do a webinar about this. And we have already done a few about it, but we just wanted to let you guys know what almost nobody knows. That, if you go after foreclosures, that is a great niche right now. The problem is you don't have much time to actually get a listing and sell the house. It's great for investors, to pick up distressed properties, right? The niche I want to share with you comes before the foreclosure. We call it a pre-foreclosure. That is a niche perfectly positioned for real estate agents who want to get listings, because you have plenty of time, actually almost 2 months, to sell that property before it becomes a foreclosure. So let's listen really quick to Christina Griffin. She's in Florida, and she got our pre-foreclosure data in February last year. And this video I recorded, she got it in February. And oh yeah, a couple of months later, she recorded this video for me when I met her again. This is what she said, and that got me excited.
We are absolutely crushing it on Landvoice. The pre-foreclosure data is spot on. Our team in less than 3 weeks has 17 listings. I highly recommend it. We're getting ready to go through a shift. A lot of us are already in the shifting market, and leveraging the pre-foreclosure data and getting back to things that worked 10 years ago in short sales has been super powerful for us. So highly recommend it.
So I hope that you caught what she said.
She said 17 listings.
17 in less than 3 weeks. Right? So I thought that was amazing, right? So I met her a couple months later. Okay, so you can probably, I can tell you, this is a Keller Williams agent. You can see all the red colors there. So I met her a couple of months later at, they have an event called Family Reunion. And I asked her, so Christina, so 17 listings, that was awesome. You know, I shared that video, people love it. And she said, Christoph, it's now a couple of months later, I had 68 closings. Okay, closings from listings.
68.
From
wow.
Pre-foreclosures.
Wow.
Well,
here,
area.
let me put a thumb on that for just a minute, Christoph.
Yeah.
So we got a couple comments. One is saying, 17 listings in 2 weeks or 3 weeks, whatever it was, amazing. Then we got, wow, this is amazing. And then one is asking, says, hope that, let me see, they want to know if there's any way, I would like to know what her process was.
Okay. That is exactly what I asked her.
Is that what we're going to know?
Well, you know what? Because when she told me 68 closings, my question was, Christina, what was your script?
Wait a minute. We got another one that says, look, hope there will be some scripts for us. All right, hit it.
Not only do you get the script that Christina was using, I gave you a script that an investor was using to actually get, I think they have 116 sales from pre-foreclosure properties. So we give you all those scripts, okay? When you put in your zip codes and your counties in that workshop sheet that I will give you, you will, Jonathan and I will reach out to you and we will email you the scripts. So don't worry about it. So anyway, I asked Christina, what did you say on the phone? And she said, Christoph, I didn't call a single one of those pre-foreclosures. I said, you didn't? She said, no, I texted them. I had so many, I couldn't even get through. She had, I think 7,000 pre-foreclosures in the Tampa area, okay? And she said, there's no way I would call them all. I just send them a text message. So here's what she sent them. And I have to say, to me—
Hey, Christoph,
yeah.
Holly says, texting is my love language, baby.
All right. So there are a couple of rules to texting, and you have to check with your brokerage what's appropriate in your state and everything. This is what she did. I think it's a little lengthy, to be quite honest, but you cannot argue with 68 closings. So I thought I'm going to share it with you anyway, right? I have a buyer that's interested in buying your home. I thought a text might be easier for you. Would you be open to selling your home if you were offered an acceptable price? They can close very quickly if needed. We'd love to chat with you about it. I would leave that out. It's too lengthy. Let me know what time I can reach you. If your home is listed with a real estate agent, please disregard this message. This is not an intent to solicit an active listing. And then her name, her agency, and her phone number, reply stop to opt out. Okay, basically, I want to just break this down a little bit. It's more important what's not in there than what's in there. What is not in there is, hey, you're in a pre-foreclosure process. You are about to lose your home. Hurry. Nothing of that sensational language or this scarcity or this scare tactic. Nothing. In fact, a pre-foreclosure would be quite offended maybe if you would know about it maybe even a couple of days before they even get their NOD in their mail. Because here's what's happening. Christina got the data from us, right? Where do we get the data from? We get it from the county records as soon as that notice of default is filed, which is an online process. Our spiders, we grab that online data and then immediately the next morning at 6 o'clock send it to our clients. So you will get pre-foreclosure data that has not even arrived at the homeowner because they're getting a certified letter in the mail 4 days later. Now imagine you call them and you say, hey, you're in a foreclosure process or pre-foreclosure. They would say, no, I'm not, right? Or wait a minute, how do you know? Or they're embarrassed and they say, I don't want to talk about it and hang up. So the right way to contact somebody is to respect their privacy. Don't even send a message out that is a regular marketing message. It's like a message that anybody else would be getting. Hey, I have a buyer that's interested in buying your home. Or if you're interested in buying in a buyer who's willing to pay full price for your property, would you be interested in selling? They would not think, oh, I'm targeted because I missed 3 mortgages, right? They totally think that's something that everybody else is getting in the same neighborhood. So what happened in her case, she sent that text message out, and then she got text messages back as soon as they received the NOD in the mail. And they said, oh my gosh, I better find a buyer because I don't want to go down the foreclosure process, right? So, and she got enough text messages back to send her on listing appointments and to close in the end 68 listings. In fact, a couple of weeks ago, she called me back and she said, hey, Christoph, I want to have pre-foreclosure data for Arizona. I want to have it for Michigan. I have some agents who work with me down there. I just want to milk this in 2020. This is going to be the big thing, okay?
Hey, Christoph,
yeah.
Real quick. So a lot of agents are curious about the buyers, the buyers that she's bringing to the table on these appointments.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. You cannot make a promise, Jonathan. I'm glad you pointed it out. You cannot make a promise, I have a buyer that's interested in buying your home if you don't have buyers. Same with old expires. You cannot just call them and say, let's get your home sold today. I have buyers who are willing to pay full price. If you do that, you get yourself in trouble. You set the expectation too high, and they may call you out and say, hey, show me the list of buyers, right, that you have. Are they even pre-qualified, or is that going to be a hurdle? So the important thing is that you have a system that provides you with a daily stream of pre-qualified buyer leads. So when you make those type of promises, that you're not lying, that you can pull out the list in a moment's notice and say, here are the buyers. I have 25 right now who want to buy a home in this neighborhood. Jonathan, in fact, he's going to take that segment to show you how you can generate that list and always have it ready for your old expireds and your pre-foreclosures, and even for your daily expireds. But I just want to give you an idea of how much pre-foreclosures increased in the last 2 years in our country. This is now in my area, Salt Lake County and Davis County. In 2018, we had 536 pre-foreclosures. In 2019, we had 1,763. That's an increase of 228% just in our 2 counties right here. You won't find that data very much even if you search for an hour on the internet, because people only report on foreclosures, not on pre-foreclosures, okay? But pre-foreclosures is where agents want to be involved in. A little bit less in foreclosures, but pre-foreclosure, that's where it's at. In Florida, over 300, up to 400% increase. Michigan, really high. There are only a few states in the United States right now where we did not have an increase in pre-foreclosures.
So Christoph, so what you're saying, I mean, this is exciting. I absolutely did not know that. But what you're saying is our neighbor down the street or our neighbor next door could possibly be in foreclosure. Now define what that means, pre-foreclosure. Is that like one payment? What does that mean?
It's actually 3 payments. So in most states, when you miss 3 payments, a notice of default is going to be filed. And we call that pre-foreclosure.
Wow. And most of these people have equity.
They have equity. That's right. It's for the same reason why the old expireds today have equity, right? Because we had this massive upward climb in appreciation. It is the right time. Actually, you're going to be an angel sent to them when you call them and said, I have a buyer for you. It's completely opposite what often happens when you call daily expireds or daily for sale by owners. When they hang up on you, if you don't have anything cool to say, they just get too many calls. Pre-foreclosures, they want to hear from somebody who can rescue them out of that situation. This is a couple here. They are Diamond at United Real Estate in, where are they? I think they're in Kansas also. And they got over 116 properties from foreclosures. When we told them about pre-foreclosures, they were excited, saying, let's take a picture. This is amazing. Let's get those pre-foreclosures, because that gives us an additional 6 weeks to work with those type of leads before they become a foreclosure. Not only can we list a house, we can also offer cash price for them, you know, to get them out of the situation. They happen to be investors. They happen to have a cash source. And I will also send you that 3 text message approach that they have. You know, a first text message, then they maybe don't get a response back. They send a second one and a third one. And you will find that you will get a lot of investment properties that you can invest in or list them, okay? So, Veni Vidi Vici, right? Latin for I came, saw, I conquered. If you step on the gas in that, guys, there's no, you can probably double or triple the goal that you had set for 2020 because you're just adding another lead source that you haven't thought about before. When you're a client of Landvoice, and we'll give you the pre-foreclosures every morning between 6 and 8 o'clock in the morning, you will get a list with a name, the address. We give you the landlines, the cell phone numbers. If you click on more info on the left here, you get the date when it was recorded as a pre-foreclosure, and you can search even back a couple of years and pick up all those pre-foreclosures that traditionally are laid on the mortgage, and maybe you can give them a good hope, you know, that you can sell the house at the highest price. Okay, so now the exercise for our workshop: write down 2 counties for pre-foreclosures. Okay, I would say write those down that are close to you. Don't think much about, you know, what happened in that area. Just do something that's convenient for you. We find pre-foreclosures there. Okay, so write those 2 down. And now write down this link or take a picture with your phone, landvoice.com/niche. That's built just for this webinar. You want to enter in that landing page your all expired zip codes that you wrote down earlier, and your 2 pre-foreclosure counties. And then this will go only to Jonathan and me. And we will go to work for the rest of the day to research if the old expired zip codes are available, if they're not taken already, and how many pre-foreclosures we had in your county in 2018, how many in 2019, will give you the percentage of increase, and will give you the year-to-date count on pre-foreclosures that you had since January 1st until today. And those numbers will give you a really good idea if this amazing strategy is working in your market, okay? So I want to transition now slowly over to Jonathan. I said earlier that you cannot lie to your leads when you call them and say, I can sell your home, and tell them I have buyers. What you want to say to get their attention is, I have pre-qualified buyers, and you want to be truthful. You want to make sure that you have a list. And it may surprise you where that list comes from, but it's a very ingenious way to get that list. And it has to do with for sale by owners. Because for sale by owners attract every buyer in that neighborhood. The problem is agents don't know about it because they don't have an agreement, or they don't have a system with a FISBO that they tell you every time they get a buyer here, hey, this buyer looked at my house, but they're not interested. Maybe you want to talk to them. They don't have that. So they're missing out on all those buyers that want to move into a neighborhood. 91% of FISBOs end up listing with an agent. So not only can you generate buyers if you have a relationship with a FISBO, you also can sell the house. You can get even more listings if you have the right approach. First, what you need to be successful in getting buyers from FISBOs and get the listing, you need a good data source where to get the FISBOs from, because you don't want to go to Zillow and forsalebyowner.com, drive around the neighborhood, look at signs. That takes way too long. You know, they already heard from so many agents by that time, they don't even answer your call. Landvoice gives you all the for sale by owners early in the morning between 6 and 8 o'clock. You have the ad, you have their phone number, and you can see right there, it even scrubs against the do not call registry right there. And you will have all the FISBO leads. Now I want to turn the time over to Jonathan Metoyer. Okay, he's our national trainer and success coach. And sorry for putting this picture there, but you took it, Jonathan. But
what's going on here?
Jonathan,
I love it. I love it. I love it.
anyway, look at this picture real quick. I'll tell you a funny story. We were at an event together with Jonathan, and he was just relaxed, making a phone call like he's there right now at the event, sitting at his table. And some agent was listening to his phone call. He called a for sale by owner and did his typical script. And that for sale by owner at the end of the message said, okay, yeah, let's set an appointment. And then there was a real estate agent listening to that conversation at the table. And she said, Jonathan,
I'm signing up.
That on the phone. I can do that. Teach me, right? And he taught her, and she actually was very successful right away from the get-go. So I'm going to turn the time over to Jonathan now, and he can tell you all about how to use for sale by owners to get more listings and to get a buyer list to use for your old expireds and your pre-foreclosure so you can have success. Take it away.
Absolutely. Thanks, Christoph. Thank you. And you know what? I'm going to get you on the next PowerPoint I create. I'll make sure we have a nice photo of you there. So guys, I'm excited to be here, and I am pumped to start off with this quote. So Tony Robbins says it best: if you add the value, you will become the brand. Find a way to add more value than anyone else does. You know, he makes it sound so easy, so clear, so direct. And today I'm going to share with you a process that some of our top clients are putting into play, and they are absolutely crushing their for sale by owner market. My agents that are doing this, they literally have a tornado of buyers around them in their market areas where they're calling expires, where they're calling pre-foreclosures. And it's changing their game, guys. So Christoph, let's go to that next slide. Who doesn't like a gift, right? Who's not happy when they receive a gift? And guys, this is super important. If you want to stand out from the crowd, you have to give them a reason to not forget you. You have to give them something memorable, something that no one else is doing. And this is exactly that. Let's go and let's get into this, Christoph. Okay, so we all know what the typical for sale by owner sign looks like. This is something completely different. And I want to give you guys a quick play-by-play with the typical phone call that you're making, calling a FSBO, explaining the process, and getting the appointment. I want you to know from the start to the finish exactly what our clients are saying and how they're conveying the message on the phone. So we'll just do a typical call. Hello, my name's Jonathan. I'm a real estate agent with XYZ Real Estate. Don't hang up. I'm not calling to try to list your property. I'm actually calling because I've hand-selected you to use a special technology, a system that I want to give to you that's going to help you sell your home faster and for the most amount of money. And I'm going to give it to you completely free of charge. Now, I already know what you're thinking. Nothing's for free. What's the catch? Well, let me explain why I'm giving this to you for free and how I could potentially make money. And you let me know if this is something you would like to use for your property. Okay, so with your permission, I would like to come to your home and put a large 24-hour FSBO sign on your front yard. Any buyer who calls into the special sign that I provide you is going to hear a beautiful property commercial of your house. The bedrooms, the bathrooms, the amenities, every nook, corner, and cranny. It's going to sound like a Super Bowl commercial. And they're going to get the asking price of your property, right? All of the questions that you're answering every single day. We have a sign that explains everything to your buyer, and it sounds fantastic. Now, once the buyer is done listening to your recording and the price, they have the ability to press a button and instantly connect to you to schedule a private showing. If they haven't been pre-approved and they need to get pre-qualified, they can press a button and they can instantly connect to one of my preferred lenders. And here's the really cool part. When the buyer hangs up, our technology is going to capture their information and it's going to text it to you and your spouse. Now, I'm also going to get a text copy. So here's the catch. I want to know of every buyer that I'm allowed to contact within 24 to 48 hours tops. I need you to follow up with the lead. I need you to confirm if it's a buyer that you're going to work with. And if it's somebody that you're going to check off your list and push off your doorstep, I want to know of them right away. Because I could potentially secure them for a buyer and help them find what they're looking for. Do you see how this is going to benefit the two of us? Of course, you stop advertising your cell phone number on your sign, right? because you're ending up on countless databases. You know that. Use my 24-hour system. It's going to skyrocket our buyer calls through the roof. All of your questions will be answered by this system, and the text message will ensure that you never miss an opportunity to follow up with any of your buyers. And I'm also going to have my lender get text message of the buyer lead as well. So if you want, I can have my lender call back each of these leads and pre-qualify every buyer before you even touch the lead. So you're only opening up your property to serious pre-qualified buyers. And this is all for free. Now, guys, I don't have to tell you that you're going to have a tornado of buyers around you just using this system for a couple of weeks. Our average...
Jonathan,
go ahead.
Man, that's fire right there, bro.
Isn't it?
I didn't even know y'all were going to bring this kind of heat, man. That's amazing. Keep going. That's amazing.
Yeah, you know, the system here is helping our clients align with for sale by owners effortlessly, providing something, you know, completely different than what they're hearing on the phone. You know, many realtors calling them, you know, trying to schedule listing presentations, telling them that they have buyers that fit the criteria of their property and they want to come check it out before they bring their buyers. I mean, we all know those tired, drawn out scripts, and for sale by owners are definitely onto them. I mean, I used to use them and get hung up on all the time. I have never been hung up on with this script. Every for sale by owner is curious as to what I'm going to give them and how I could potentially make money. As soon as I show them that all I want are the buyers that they check off their list and don't want to work with, I'm not weird anymore. You know, they're like, okay, so that's what you get out of it. So you know what I mean? So you don't want my listing, do you? And I say, well, I mean, let's just say you don't sell your house within 30, 40 days max. I'm not just going to ask you to hand it over to me. I want to earn it. I would love for you to allow me to come back and show you my tools and what I can do to get your property sold. But let's not start here. Let me try to help you first and see what we can get. So guys, this is the perfect tool to stop fighting with FSBOs. Turn your surfboard around and ride the wave with them. And our clients are just completely overloaded with buyers. And with this system here, you get 1-800 number with unlimited extensions. So, I mean, it's unlimited. You could have 10, 15, 20 different signs in the areas that you are calling pre-foreclosures and reaching out to old expires. So that script that I just relayed to you, it's easy to use. It works. For a lot of you guys who don't want to use the phone or make any phone calls, we have a text message video that is working like wildfire. All our clients are having to do is text this video to a for sale by owner, and they're getting an amazing response with for sale by owners wanting to schedule appointments with them and get a taste of the technology. Go ahead, Christoph, show them the video.
So you want to sell your home on your own? Great. Here's how I can help you sell your home without listing with me or any other agent, and I'll help you for free. I will give you access to a technology that is currently being used by the top agents in the country to sell houses faster and at higher prices than ever before. Here's how it works. I will give you your very own toll-free number with unlimited extensions to use on your ads, flyers, yard signs, social media, or anything else you use to advertise your property. This will drive significantly more potential buyers and free up your time in the process. For example, put this new toll-free number and extension on your for sale by owner sign. When a buyer calls the 800 number and enters the extension for your property, they will hear a beautiful property commercial I've had professionally recorded for you for free. Now, at the end of this recording, the buyer will hear your asking price and have the opportunity to press a button to speak with you directly, to set up a showing, or submit an offer. And here's the really cool part. When the buyer hangs up, the system captures their information and the extension they called, then you receive an instant text message or email with that information. Now, if you want, you can follow up with that buyer at the peak of their interest. I will also give you a professionally created property flyer with your photos, property information, and your new 800 number for free. You can print this or use this flyer to post your house on websites like Facebook or Craigslist. All this marketing will open your house to many more buyers and help you sell your home faster and for more money. The best part about this is that you don't need any extra hardware or software. All you need is your cell phone. You are probably wondering why I do all this for free. Well, Since only one buyer can purchase your home, I would like to work with the rest of the buyers who don't purchase your home. I get to help them buy other homes in the area. See how this system can help both of us? You sell your home on your own, and I get access to more potential buyers and sellers. In addition, working together will give me an opportunity to demonstrate to you the value I can bring in helping you sell your home. So if you ever do decide to list with an agent, I'd like to be the first considered. I know you will love this technology. It's simple, fantastic, and it works. If you're ready, let's get started.
Fantastic. So that's what our clients are doing. They're texting the video. They're getting response from the seller. And what we do, guys, is we do a professional recording for the property, and we make the flyer for you within an hour. Our company does that at the snap of your fingers, so you don't have to worry about doing recordings or flyers. We take care of that.
John,
go ahead.
So you mean I don't have more work to do?
Absolutely not. We want you out there making it rain, on the doorsteps, talking belly to belly with these sellers, face-to-face combat. Let us do all of the computer work here, please. Everyone, this is our listing tools. When you schedule a listing presentation with a pre-foreclosure, when you schedule a listing presentation with an old expired, our company does a professional recording for you on the sign writer that we provide. You're going to get several sign writers that you hang underneath your real estate signs. So this is for the listing side of things. And what our company does at the snap of your fingers is we do a professional recording, a listing flyer, a postcard, and a door hanger, just so you're not neglecting any other responsibilities creating marketing. And we're just trying to do something memorable. Remember that. When we get a seller to listen to their house and hear our aggressive marketing strategy, we know that we're hitting emotional chords when they hear our process and see something completely different. So yes, we have this all ready for you guys. Alrighty, now back to that last screen there. So every single lead that's generated on this 800 system, you guys have a very organized call log where every buyer lead is filtering inside the platform. And it obviously is, you'll never lose it. You can pinpoint any specific property. And a lot of our clients are strategically putting those for sale by owner signs. They're strategically putting them in the areas where they know they're going to be calling expires, where they know they're going to be calling pre-foreclosures. So they have that buyer call log that they can present at their appointments, just like they had mentioned in that text message that Christoph had shared with Christina Griffin. And there are systems here that will help you guys work smarter and harder and beat your competitors to the cheese here. So we're excited to show you what our top clients are doing with this 800 system, just to have that unlimited pipeline of buyers ready to go. Okay, here's a success story. After learning the script and feeling comfortable enough to call, let's see, I gotta get this thing off the side. My first 2 FSBOs prospects were interested enough to give me appointments. The first 2. Let me not forget the online scripts, sweet as a pie. So we have the scripts and everything ready for you guys. Christoph will have that sent out to you so you could start practicing the process. Okay, I have 3 new listings this week using call capture, and it's only Wednesday. Love those types of testimonials. All right, Christoph, you want to take it away?
Yeah, no, thank you, Jonathan. This is, I think this brings it all together, doesn't it?
It does.
So we identified the niches, old expires, pre-foreclosures. Now you can see how you can get an unlimited stream of buyer leads through the FSBO approach and pick up FSBO listings at the same time. We have you asked for scripts, so here you go. Download your free ebook at landvoice.com/10 listings, so that you will have, that's particularly the script for what Jonathan just mentioned, call capture and for sale by owners. So this is your book for free. And again, the link that we shared with you for our little workshop, again, it's www.landvoice.com/niche. You enter your all expired zip codes, the true pre-foreclosure counties, and we will actually, if you get that data from us, the for sale by owners that you get notified of every day will also come from the same counties like the pre-foreclosures, because remember, you want to have the buyers for the pre-foreclosures come from that neighborhood, which you capture through the FISBOs. So that is our glorious webinar today, guys, with our niches. Knolly, thank you so much for hosting that and for thinking it's important enough to inform the agents that you know in your database of those amazing techniques.
Yeah, thank you guys. Y'all crushed it, boy. I'm telling you, you guys crushed it. We kept it down to an hour like we promised. But here's the cool thing. You know, we promised you guys 2 techniques. So we hit you with the old expires. Woo, that's a fire technique. But not just that, but then the pre-foreclosures was that other technique. And I'm telling you, that's another one that is absolutely phenomenal. Plus, Jonathan taught us how to work FISBOs in a way that nobody else is doing. I've never even heard of that strategy. Okay, and I teach this stuff. So we actually got 3. Is it okay if we over deliver? Is that all right with y'all? And then the 4th thing is that you got a book of scripts. You know, the 7 listings or 10 listings in 7 days or 7 listings in 10. It doesn't matter. It's phenomenal. So we got 4 items of value, and this is, so I did have a couple quick questions, guys. Class is over. Make sure you do your homework. You know, as Christoph mentioned, write down your counties and zip codes, fill out that online deal, and they'll get right back with you on that. But we're going to stay up for a few minutes after class, since class is already over. Those of you that need to go, it's okay. But we're going to stay for just a couple minutes because there's a couple questions I wanted to hit on, Christoph, real quick. Yeah. So one of them is, does it filter for buyers who have already have agents? Okay. In other words, the buyers come in, and obviously some of them are going to have agents.
Jonathan, that's a good question for you.
Great question, yeah, 100%. So when the lead's generated, you and the seller both get the text. The seller, you know, reaches out, sees how interested the buyer is. Now, no matter what, it's up to the realtor to call back that buyer and say, hey, you know, this is Jonathan with XYZ Real Estate. I'm actually helping out the seller here. I just wanted to give you a quick call back to make sure everything you were listening to sounded clear and you got all of the information that you were looking to obtain. And most importantly, are you working with a realtor in the area? That is for you to cross your T's and dot your I's and make sure you're shaking the trees and getting each buyer out of your call log. It's up to you. So we have the scripts that allow you to do it in a really nice, non-confrontational manner. And we'll be providing those scripts to you as well. Some agents even have their lenders call back, like I was saying, right? And kind of shake the tree a little bit and basically just ask the simple questions. Are you working with a realtor? How long have you been looking? What's your price range? And then the lender just hands you the lead on a silver platter. So however you choose to do it, you know, that's your game plan, but absolutely you need someone to follow up, check and see if each buyer is working with a realtor and what they're looking for, you know, just those basic questions that allow you to see where they're at.
Yeah, and that's a great explanation, Jonathan. I appreciate it. And Yenny asked the question, and Yenny, the real reason or the additional reason why you don't want to have a system do that for you is, number one, there's really no way a system could know if a person has a buyer because there's not a database to get that information from. And the other thing is, you still want to have conversations with those people. If they already have an agent, doesn't matter. Now, if they do have, one of the things that I like to ask them, they say, yeah, I'm already working with an agent. You know what I ask them? Well, how committed are you? That's the only question I ask. How committed are you? You know, and they say, well, we haven't really done. Oh, okay, let's do, you know, but that's up to you. You know, you play that game how you want to. Now, obviously, if they're under contract or they got a listing, a buyer rep agreement, you know, most of them don't, but I always ask that question. Okay, there's another question out here about KV Core or other systems that this might actually sync up to. Does it really need to sync up with any other system, or can it?
Yeah, that's probably a good question for me because I'm working with KV Core right now. So there are a lot of CRMs out there, and it would be very nice if everybody's integrated, right? And our data populates automatically in the CRM. The whole industry right now is actually working on creating APIs so we all integrate with each other. Okay, it's quite a process. For the time being, you can export all our data through a simple export button. It creates a CSV file, and you can import it right away into KV Core or LionDesk or Salesforce, wherever you want it to go to. So that type of export and import is easy, and it works. In a couple of months, our industry is a little bit closer to an integration that is happening right now nationwide, but we're not there yet. Okay, but you don't need to. I mean, it's so simple. In fact, guys, it's an advantage of doing something that nobody else is doing because they're still waiting for the magic integration. You know, oh, when that happens, then I do it. Hey, do it now while we're all working on that integration, and you are ahead of the curve.
Yeah, and the system is standalone. I mean, it's a proprietary system that you guys have. Super easy to log into, super easy to navigate, and it's always getting better. So
one thing, Knolly, I want
sure.
anybody from the webinar right now to jump on our website and start buying whatever we have on there. There's always a reward if you're in a webinar, right? So if we have those zip codes available for you, and if the numbers are great for the pre-foreclosures and you really want to jump on that, we give you a much, much better deal just by calling in, because that way we know you were on the webinar, or sending in that landing page, because we want to reward you for that. Don't overpay, just get the best price and fill out that form.
Yeah, that's a good point. So because we've done this webinar, we're doing this webinar, and I am, of course, an affiliate with Landvoice and have been for many, many years, and love their services. You want to make sure you get the best discount. So just don't go through the front door when we've already provided a side door or a back door for you. I like that.
Okay.
People are asking if there's going to be a replay. There is a replay. I'm recording. I can see that it's recording right now. So we will have that. And then let me see, there's one other question. Obviously, we'll still get questions, and you guys can send questions in. So Aaron is asking what percentage, he has one question, what percentage of the phone numbers generated through your system for old expires and pre-foreclosures are the right numbers, meaning not a disconnected number, wrong number, do not call list, et cetera, et cetera.
For the for sale by owners, first of all, it's easy, right? They always provide the right number and we grab the data online, so that's always good. For the pre-foreclosures and old expires and daily expires, we give you up to 3 numbers, okay? Because not all numbers are obviously 100% correct. Nobody has like 3 correct phone numbers for their house. Well, some people do, but we grab them from the household. One of those numbers has a chance of a 90% accuracy. Okay, I just want to be upfront with that. It's not 100%. Some of them, we don't even find numbers. But with a system that we would give you, which is called the Pro system and the Elite system, you get about 90 to 95% of phone numbers. And one of those numbers, 90% accuracy. So it's almost there, but it's the best in the industry. There's not a single company out there that can provide you with better numbers in our Pro system.
All right, guys. So, hey, we appreciate those of you that stayed after class as well. We will go ahead and make this available as a replay. We'll email that out here shortly. Thank you, Christoph. Thank you, Jonathan. You guys absolutely crushed it, man.
Thank you.
Hey, thanks for having us.
Thank you so much for doing that. And thank you for everybody who was on and stayed until the end. You guys are awesome. Real achievers.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Take care, guys.
Thanks. Bye-bye.